Introduction to Jurisprudence, Meaning, Nature, Scope, and Importance, complete lecture for law students. Introduction. Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. In today's lecture, we will discuss Introduction to Jurisprudence, one of the foundational subjects in legal education. Many students study legal rules without asking an important question. What is law, and why does it exist? Jurisprudence helps us answer these fundamental questions. By the end of this lecture, you will understand the meaning of jurisprudence, the nature and scope of jurisprudence, why jurisprudence is important, the major schools of jurisprudence. Let's begin. Meaning of jurisprudence. The word jurisprudence comes from the Latin words juris, meaning law, and prudentia, meaning knowledge or wisdom. Therefore, jurisprudence literally means knowledge of law. In modern legal studies, jurisprudence is known as a philosophy or science of law. Rather than focusing on specific legal rules, it examines the principles, ideas, and theories that explain the nature and purpose of law. Jurisprudence seeks answers to questions such as, what is law? Why do societies need law? What makes a law valid? What is justice? Should an unjust law be obeyed? Unlike constitutional law or criminal law, which deal with particular legal rules, jurisprudence studies the foundations of all legal systems. Several scholars have defined jurisprudence differently. John Austin described it as a philosophy of positive law, emphasizing laws made and enforced by the state. Salmond defined jurisprudence as the science of the first principles of civil law, highlighting its focus on basic legal concepts. Although their definitions differ, they all recognize jurisprudence as a study of the fundamental principles underlying law. Nature of jurisprudence. Jurisprudence has several important characteristics. First, it is theoretical. It studies legal concepts and principles rather than court procedures or litigation. Second, it is philosophical. It explores ideas such as justice, rights, duties, equality, liberty, and fairness. Third, it is analytical. It carefully examines legal concepts like ownership, possession, liability, and legal personality. Fourth, jurisprudence is critical. It evaluates whether existing laws are fair, effective, and capable of meeting society's needs. Finally, jurisprudence is dynamic. As society changes through technological advances, globalization, and social developments, legal philosophy also evolves to address new legal challenges. Scope of jurisprudence. The scope of jurisprudence is broad. It includes a study of legal concepts, such as rights, duties, ownership, liability, and justice. It also examines the sources of law, including legislation, judicial precedents, customs, and constitutional principles. Another important area is legal reasoning. Judges do not merely apply laws mechanically. They interpret statutes and constitutional provisions using legal principles. Jurisprudence explains these methods of interpretation. Jurisprudence also studies the relationship between law and morality. It asks whether every law should reflect moral values or whether law and morality are separate. Finally, it examines the administration of justice and the role of courts, judges, and legal institutions in maintaining the rule of law. Importance of jurisprudence. Why is jurisprudence important? First, it develops analytical and critical thinking. Instead of memorizing legal rules, students learn to understand the reason behind them. Second, jurisprudence helps judges and lawyers interpret laws more effectively, especially when legislation is unclear or incomplete. Third, it supports law reform. As society changes, legal systems must adapt. Jurisprudence provides a theoretical foundation for improving laws. Finally, jurisprudence connects law with philosophy, sociology, politics, economics, and ethics, giving law students a broader understanding of the legal system and its role in society. Major schools of jurisprudence. There are several major schools of jurisprudence. The natural law school argues that law should be based on justice and morality. According to this view, an unjust law may lack moral authority. The analytical or positivist school emphasizes that law is valid because it is created through recognized legal procedures, regardless of its moral content. The historical school believes that law develops gradually from the customs and traditions of society. The sociological school views law as an instrument for promoting social welfare and addressing society's needs. These schools provide different perspectives on the nature and purpose of law. Conclusion. To conclude, jurisprudence is the philosophical and scientific study of law. It helps us understand the meaning, purpose, and development of legal systems. In this lecture, we discussed the meaning of jurisprudence, its nature, its scope, its importance, the major schools of jurisprudence. Remember this key idea. Legal rules tell us what the law is, but jurisprudence helps us understand why the law exists and how it should evolve to achieve justice. Thank you for watching. If you found this lecture helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your fellow law students. In the next lecture, we will discuss natural law theory in detail, including its history, key thinkers, principles, criticisms, and relevance in modern legal systems. Thank you, and see you in the next lecture.